Welcome back to the opulent world of Regency London. We left the Duke and Duchess of Hastings basking in marital bliss, but Season 2 of Bridgerton shifts its focus to a new member of the family, the eldest Bridgerton brother, Anthony. Anthony starts seeking a wife and immediately becomes one of the season's most eligible bachelors. He meets with several eligible ladies, but no prospects intrigue him. Eloise is set to make her debut in society, but her presentation to the Queen is interrupted by the return of Lady Whistledown's scandal sheets. On a morning ride, Anthony meets a young woman he later learns is Miss Kate Sharma. Lady Danbury has sponsored the Sharma family for the season, and Kate and her stepmother, Lady Mary, aim to find Mary's accomplished daughter Edwina a husband. Edwina wants a love match, but is unaware, unlike Kate, that Mary's noble parents have offered access to the family fortune on the condition that she marry a peer. Kate overhears Anthony proclaiming to a group of other gentlemen that he does not care if he loves his wife so long as she is agreeable. The Queen names Edwina the season's diamond, and Anthony resolves to make her his wife. Meanwhile, Portia struggles with her family's finances before the new Featherington heir, Jack, arrives in London. Edwina has drawn the eye of several suitors, and Kate has taken charge of deciding which ones Edwina will meet. To Anthony's dismay, she is staunchly against Anthony courting her. Colin returns from his travels, while Eloise becomes intrigued with finding out Lady Whistledown's identity once again. After learning that Edwina will be at the horse races accompanied by another lord, Anthony takes his family and manages to ingratiate himself with Edwina. Queen Charlotte plans to use Edwina to unmask Lady Whistledown and invites the Sharmas to the palace. Anthony impresses Edwina with a speech at a soiree hosted by Lady Danbury. Much to Kate's dismay, Delacroix catches Penelope at the market. In a flashback to 10 years prior, the late Viscount Edmund Bridgerton goes hunting with Anthony. When they arrive back at the house, Edmund is stung by a bee and dies. Subsequent flashbacks portray Violet's grief in the aftermath of Edmund's death and the pressure Anthony faced in becoming the new Viscount. In the present day, the Bridgertons are at their country estate preparing for their prestigious annual ball, and Anthony has invited the Sharmas to stay for a few days ahead of the party. Along with Kate and Edwina, the siblings play a spirited game of Pall Mall that results in Anthony and Kate muddying up their clothing while retrieving balls in the woods. To Kate's dismay, Anthony charms Edwina and tries to propose at dinner, but backs out at the last moment. Fearing that Jack will marry Cressida Cowper and oust the Featherington women from their home, Portia plots to have Prudence marry him. Penelope recruits Mimi Delacroix to be part of the Lady Whistledown scheme. In the gardens of Aubrey Hall, Kate is stung by a bee, causing Anthony to panic. The two almost kiss. Guests begin arriving at Aubrey Hall for the Bridgerton ball. Unaware of their mutual attraction, Edwina encourages Kate to spend time with Anthony, thinking Kate's disapproval keeps him from proposing. Kate goes on a hunt with the men, where she and Anthony share another physical moment. Colin visits Marina, now Lady Crane, and meets her new husband. Marina's marriage is not happy, but she tells him to move on and that there are others that deserve his attention. Portia arranges for Jack and Prudence to be caught alone to force them into marriage, but Jack reveals that he is secretly penniless and had been planning to marry Cressida for her fortune. Daphne catches Anthony and Kate in a compromising position in the library and urges Anthony to be honest with his feelings. As the Sharmas prepare to depart for London, Anthony proposes to Edwina, and she accepts. Queen Charlotte heartily approves of Anthony and Edwina's engagement and even offers to sponsor the wedding. Both families go to promenade. Anthony becomes jealous when Kate goes on a boat ride with another man. Eloise sneaks out to Bloomsbury to attend a meeting about equal rights and meets Theo Sharp, an assistant at Lady Whistledown's printer. Mary's parents, the Sheffields, visit London to meet Edwina. But at dinner, they display contempt for Mary and Kate, and their arrangement that Edwina should marry a nobleman comes to light. Defending all three of the Sharma women, Anthony orders the Sheffields to leave, but is hesitant to continue the marriage. Kate convinces him to do so even as they admit to their feelings. Upon learning that several gentlemen are interested in investing in Jack's mines, Portia convinces him to take their money. Preparations are underway for Anthony and Edwina's wedding. Edwina feels that Anthony does not love her. Daphne tries to steer Anthony into calling it off to no avail. Kate offers her mother's bracelets for Edwina to wear, but her sister tells her to wear them instead. At the wedding, Kate and Anthony cannot help but stare at each other. When Kate drops her bracelet at the altar, Anthony rushes to help her. Edwina realizes there is more to their relationship and runs away from the altar. A furious Queen Charlotte has the guests stay in the garden as Edwina composes herself. Kate tries to explain herself to Edwina, and Anthony confirms he is intent on the marriage. Edwina eventually decides that she cannot marry him. Kate and Anthony are left alone in the church and kiss. Queen Charlotte accuses Alois of being Lady Whistledown and gives her 3 days to come clean or risk punishment for her family. Alois confides this in Penelope. In an attempt to protect her, Penelope writes that Alois has been seen fraternizing unchaperoned with political radicals. The news embroils the Bridgertons in further scandal, and nobody arrives at the ball they are hosting. Kate and Anthony sleep together in a gazebo on the grounds. The next day, Anthony attempts to visit Kate, but is told that she has departed on a horse. Anthony follows Kate into a rainstorm on horseback, but she is thrown from her horse and knocked unconscious. The last shot shows her lying on the wet ground with her head next to a rock. Kate is still unconscious, and Lady Whistledown has been suspiciously quiet. Portia convinces Jack to host a ball to celebrate the family's recent successes and invites the Bridgertons and Sharmas. Jack considers moving to America to start over before their fraud is discovered. Kate awakens from her coma, and Anthony proposes to her, but she declines, citing her desire to return to India. Edwina reconciles with Kate and convinces her to attend the ball. After Penelope points out a piece of gossip about 2 guests, Alois realizes she is Lady Whistledown, and the two argue, causing Alois to cut all ties with Penelope. Portia turns on Jack and sends him back to America while keeping most of the funds he had gathered for herself. Penelope overhears Colin telling other gentlemen that he would never court her and cries about her longtime crush rejecting her and the end of her friendship with Alois. Kate and Anthony dance at the ball, but the Queen neatly saves their reputations by claiming that canceling the wedding was her idea. Anthony and Kate declare their love for one another. Penelope decides to continue on as Lady Whistledown. After traveling for 6 months, Kate and Anthony, now married, join the rest of the Bridgertons for another game of Pall Mall at Aubrey Hall. Will forbidden love conquer all? Can societal expectations be defied? Tune in for Season 3 to witness the next chapter in the captivating saga of the Bridgerton family. Thanks for watching Flicks and TV.